Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to BKS Tech Talk Live podcast episode 6. Hope everybody is staying safe and warm. Hopefully, Texas, you guys all get that your power back and that ice melted so you guys can start moving forward. I know here we're done with the snow. I think we have a record snowfall this year, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 plus inches in 20 some days. So it's kind of it's been a long year already. Weather's supposed to hit 40 degrees next week out here, so can't wait for that. Um, so just wanted to apologize for being a little bit late here today. Had some meetings that came up that I couldn't get out of, but I'm here now today to discuss and talk with you guys. So you have any questions or whatever, hit us up in the comment section. Would love to, hear more about what you guys got going on. Any questions that you guys have, and if there's anything we can do to help you guys with your IT services. Hit us up with a like or a follow at BKS Systems on LinkedIn and Facebook, and keep us updated with what you're wanting to talk about. So today, I kind of figured that maybe we'd talk a little bit about mobile devices. It is not going away. They're here to stay. Your iPhone, your smartphone, your tablet. Um, but the question really comes down to is what do business owners have to do about them? And that's a really good question. Do you force your employees to get one? Do your places not to? Do you enforce your employees not to have access to their email? Um, if you give them access to the email, do you give them your own phone? Do they have access on their phone? Do they understand the security? And by the way, do they understand the rights that they're giving you to their phone? So all of that is typically described in your mobile device policy and or your BYOD policy, bring your own device policy, and how you map that out is part of your culture and how you want to work with and what security you're concerned with. So let's start out with the very basics. Most people nowadays are allowing their employees to bring their own device and use it at work. When you do that, and let's just kind of go with the majority of the business owners are using Office 365 for their email, and they're allowing their employees to install Outlook on their phone or use the native mobile mail app, and they're getting access to your email. That means that your email as a business owner is on your employee's phone. What are you going to do about it? And what rights do you have versus they have, et cetera, et cetera? All of that is mapped out and written in your bring your own device policy. I will tell you that there is a push to have mobile device management in a thing called containerization. So that means that if you have mobile device software, such as Microsoft Intune, you can clear your corporate data out of the phone while allowing their data to stay there. There's a small issue with that, though, and that issue is that usually, in order to get that device software installed, you have to start with a fresh new phone. So a lot of places don't want to use that for BYOD because the users aren't going to come and wipe their phone to begin with. So then you install Microsoft 365, where you allow them to put that software on their computer. If you do that, you have some technology built into the email that allows you to do some mobile device management. For example, you can enforce if they have a password, meaning a passcode on their phone. You can enforce encryption. Most phones do come by default encrypted, but you can make sure that it is encrypted. You can enforce a policy, like I said, a password, and you can even enforce a policy that it's a search and destroy. So if somebody tells the password 10 times wrong, it breaks the phone. By default, most people have passcodes enabled on their cell phones nowadays, and usually that is enabled after it's like you get 3 tries, then it has to wait 5 minutes, then you get 5 tries, and it has to wait 10 minutes. You get 5 more tries, and then it locks the phone completely. Those kind of things. One piece of the puzzle that you have that your employees need to know that you have is you have the ability to remote wipe their entire phone using Microsoft's software. It's not easy, but you have that ability. Now, this is where BYOD policies get tricky. If you do not spell out in your BYOD policy what you can and cannot use that last feature for, you kind of are opening yourself up for a little bit of a can of worms. For example, as an employee, when I leave a company, there is no way that I want them to remote wipe my phone. Um, but I will also say, if I lose my phone or my phone gets stolen, having that ability to also save my personal data does actually make sense. And you can also do that with your iTunes account too. You can remote wipe your phone. The conundrum is when it comes to the employer. Should he or she have the right to wipe your phone when you leave or are terminated from the company? I'm not here to judge either way. I'm just telling you, you should spell it out. We have customers that say, if you want to use your email on your phone, you will give us the right to wipe your phone when you leave. We have other customers that say, they say this, and then they also go, however, if you do not want to give us that right, we will provide you a second phone that you can use. Which point you have the right to wipe your phone, not their phone, and you also, as an IT, make sure your IT department blocks their phone from access to your system and only allows your phone access to your system. That is the most secure way and the least legal headache, I guess you could say. The other option that we've seen some customers go with is I have the ability to remotely wipe your phone. If you leave for whatever reason, you must prove to me and or your direct superior before you leave that you have removed your said email account from your phone. Now, that's not going to stop them from emailing ahead of time. That's your corporate culture, and I don't really, as IT, we can do some control of that, but if an employee wants to exfiltrate data, all I can really do is find out that he did it or she did it. There are ways that they can get through that. I encourage you to work your culture and maintain your policies and procedures in your communication with your employees. And then going back to it, the third way is end all be all. If you do not want a second phone, but you want access to email, you will allow me to wipe your phone when you leave the company. That is few and far between. Most of the people use it for you will allow us to wipe your phone and you will report your phone stolen or lost immediately to IT so that the phone can be wiped and the data does not get in the wrong hands. If I have my phone with me, you don't wipe it. Once again, that is up to the corporate culture and how you write your BYOD policy. Those are just some examples of how you can write it. We highly recommend that you really work with your HR team and your legal team to make sure you write it how your culture fits. I will say here at BKS, our BYOD policy is the first one. You can have it on your phone. By putting it on your phone, you have the right, or giving me the right to wipe your phone. However, I will only use that in the case that you lose your phone and upon termination, I have grounds to believe that you have stolen data on your way out the door. Otherwise, if you prove to me that you have removed my email from your phone on the way out the door, I will not wipe your phone. And all you got to do is hold up the app, show me that it's not there anymore, show me the settings, and I'm good to go. Some places take it as far as you must, in the sight of your manager, remove that software from your phone so the manager can document it. Once again, it's how far you want to take that. I highly recommend that you have a good BYOD and or mobile device management policy. Doesn't mean you have to be the most strict. It just means you have to have a policy. And when you have a policy, you follow the policy and you document the exceptions. That's it. Nowadays, with Office Microsoft 365, excuse me, they changed it. It's very easy to get access to your email. And by the way, if you are a company that doesn't want your employees to have access to their email, so we have a couple customers that, you know what? No, the 5 executives can have mobile access, no one else. And nobody has a laptop. There is no remote access. Everybody works in the building. So we don't have webmail. We don't have mobile mail. The only 5 are the executives, and they have all signed and understand the BYOD policy. Other companies, it's like, we don't have any data that we're worried about. Um, Give it to everyone. Once again, they're both policies. One is just more strict than the other. But you can, in Microsoft 365, disable access to the web portal and access to the mobile devices. So if that is where you're looking at going, it is an option. It's actually a very secure option to, by default, lock, and with sign off and review, unlock is a very good policy. So that being said, mobile devices are here to stay. Most employees want them. They're easy to use, easy to manage. Apologize, actually, I'm going to backtrack one step. If you have mobile devices, if your employees have mobile devices, please consider possibly setting up a guest network on in your office. Block access to all mobile devices on your production Wi-Fi. You can lock your production Wi-Fi down to your computers, and that's it. You can make policies that say, I don't allow any of these type of devices on your Wi-Fi. However, you choose to block mobile device access on your production network. And the reason for that is your employees, if they're bringing their own personal phones, could be bringing viruses and Trojans on their phones to your network. Let them have access to Wi-Fi. That's fine. Your data is probably cheaper than theirs. But give them a guest Wi-Fi. Call it mobile Wi-Fi. Whatever it is, make it separate from your production network. So if they bring a virus or a Trojan or a RAT, remote access tool, or remote access Trojan in, that they actually get it blocked. Now, back to the point. Your users are going to have mobile devices. Allow them to have mobile devices. Set up a policy, manage to the policy, have your employees sign off on it, make sure they review it and understand it. And you will have a secure and productive environment for your employees going forward. If you guys have any questions about it, we have examples of BYOD policies we can provide you. Would love to sit down and talk with you guys. Give us a call or shoot us a response at BKS-Systems on Facebook and LinkedIn. Check out our YouTube page. We're going to be posting more and more videos up there. And we're even going to start getting some instructional videos going relatively quick here on, just some basic IT, computer usage 101. But if there's any ideas that you guys want to hear about, please give us a shout and we would be glad to talk about it. Until next week, everybody, you guys have a great week and I will talk with you guys next week. Thanks again. Have a good day.